Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you are doing good. So today I'm gonna be talking about manhwa and webtoons that have shapeshifter characters. In these mangas, the main characters can change their physical form voluntarily or involuntarily into an animal. But before we begin with the video, make sure to subscribe and like the video. So let's begin our list. Coming at number 1, we have Of All Things I Became a Crow. After Yuju dies in an accident, she is reincarnated as a crow in a female-oriented otome game she played a long time ago. The first place she opened her eyes was in a forest, and she was afraid and terrified of the reality that she had to live as a crow in the future. Thinking that she needs to find someone to raise her, she searches for people and finds the wounded Crown Prince Karnmute. She hopes that the Crown Prince will take care and raise her later with utmost sincerity. She evaded the orcs, bring him food and find some herbs to heal him. She even brings him a Croban lock, a fruit with the ability to awaken his ability. So the Crown Prince fell in love with this clever crow and gave her the name Rhaenil. He brings her to the imperial palace and starts raising her as a pet crow. Later, Rhaenil also eats Croban lock and can transform into a human. This reminds me of Falcon Princess. This is cute and has a humor. I love the way the artist draws the expressions on the bird's face. The female lead can shapeshift into a crow, whereas the male lead can shapeshift into a wolf. While reading this story, you will laugh out loud, and that's for sure. It has a beautiful art and an amazing plot. Coming at number 2, we have Death to the Feret Weasel. The female lead, Leonie, was a princess and mage who destroyed her country and was given eternal punishment to live her life as a weasel. One day, after 1,000 years of hiding in the forest, a boy who understands the words of a weasel appears. This boy is the emperor who confesses to Leonie being his first love after learning about Leonie in his history books. In his history book, Leonie was depicted as a princess who was a powerful mage who used a forbidden magic that led to her country's destruction. So basically, the emperor is a fanboy of Leonie and a bit childish in front of the female lead. The art is cute and beautiful. The plot is fresh and nice. Coming at number 3, we have The Prince is a Cat. An ordinary college student, Lu Zizi, signed a temporary contract to become the Prince Cat's cafe manager. She rescued the cafe, which is on the verge of bankruptcy, but she also has to help the cats realize their wishes. Even if all the cats in the cafe can become first-class handsome men, she still has to think about it. But can these cats really become the cafe's assistants? Coffee made like water, baked biscuits like stone that are hard enough to destroy people's teeth. No wonder there are no guests all day. When will the goal of making a fortune finally happen? The art style is super cute. You should definitely give this a try. Coming at number 3, we have The Tyrant's Tranquilizer. Emilia was born crippled and mute, but despite that, her family loved her. A famous witch then came and offered to help heal her and took her in, since the main character is a witch like her grandmother. The family doesn't know much about magic and they wanted her to be better, so they let her go to live there and waited for her. She lived with that witch until the witch passed away. Before she died, the witch says she was going to put things back the way it was before or something like that. So my guess is that Amelia's soul got isekai to Korea when she was very young, maybe to keep her safe, and when the time was right, she was brought back to save the world. Read this if you like evil-looking male leads that have a soft heart beneath their gruff exterior. I like the female lead, though not the strong type, but at least she's not weak or something. The villain is also interesting. The art is exceptional. It has a lot of hot characters and cute and fluffy moments. The plot is a bit cliche, but the overall execution of it was great, so no complaints there. Coming at number 5, we have The Villainess is Retiring. After an office worker is reborn as Evita Oberon, a romance novel villainess destined for an evil life and a tragic death, she decides to skip the drama by retiring to the countryside. Having moved to a frigid region full of non-flammable wood, Evita calls on Archmage Theo Harris to warm her home with his azure flame, not realizing that she has bound herself to a lifelong contract. If you want to sit back and relax as you watch a chill, OP female protagonist acquire everything with the companionship of a sweet, handsome OP male lead, this is the webtoon for you. The male lead is like a puppy with the female lead. He gets all blushy and flustered, but sometimes flirty. He is loyal only to the female lead and assists her with whatever she needs. I love the dynamic between her and Harry, the male lead, since it's refreshing to have a more bashful male lead when the female lead is teasing him. Harry's dog form is absolutely adorable, and him and others around the female lead have her best interest in mind, such as the Holy Sword and Emma. The female lead is hilarious and attractive, capable and flexible at the same time. It's sweet, casual, romantic and funny. The female lead isn't an annoying heroine and she is quite entertaining in her own right. Coming at number 6, we have Today the Villainess Has Fun Again. After the female lead gets cheated upon by her boyfriend and her friend shows up to her to invite her to their wedding. The female lead blasts her anger on her friend and returns home and falls asleep. When she wakes up, she finds herself in the body of the villainess of a romance fantasy novel who has everything, appearance, assets and intelligence, but lacks the insight to judge a man. The fiancé of the original villain who didn't pay attention to her and falls for the heroine of the novel. So the female lead in the body of the villainess decides to leave her fiancé to the heroine while she would enjoy her money, power and luxury. The female lead is a confident badass protagonist who knows how to use her power to her advantage so that she can live a life of comfort and luxury. She is confident and smart, and she knows her happiness doesn't depend on a man. Coming at number 7, we have The Newlywed Life of a Witch and a Dragon. After attending the marriage of her first love, heartbroken Wendy Blanchett, leader of Rune Research Division, gets drunk and spends the night with the new hire of the tower, Aiden. After coming back to her senses, she realizes her mistake and is faced with a dilemma. She fears for her position and reputation when newbie Aiden Winters proposes to her. This story has a lot of potential. I can't wait to see the character's development. And so far, I love the female lead. She is badass, wealthy and strong. The male lead is a contradiction, apparently a dominant personality to everyone else but extremely submissive to the female main character. The relationship between Wendy and Aiden and the story is good, with a bit of action, mystery and mixed in. I find this story intriguing and most of all interesting to see how they overcome their differences. It's an interesting story for those who like fantasy and romance. Hope you all have a good day. See ya!